Hi everyone, we are at Martinez Echevarria premises today. Let me please introduce to Robin from Domus Venari. My name is Rafael Fernández-Fígares and I'm one of the co-directors at this office here in Fuengirola Mijas, Málaga and Puerto Marina as well. Robin, we're going to speak about some topics, so at your absolute disposal.
Great to see you again, Rafa.
Same.
All right, so let's start with what's a brief overview of your professional background and your role here.
Well, I started at Martinez Echevarria 14 years ago, which is almost half of a life for me, but I'm very happy. These 14 years has passed really quick. Martinez Echevarria, as you know, is a very big company, very solid company. We were established more than 40 years ago. And we have a lot of offices, not only in Spain, but in Portugal, in Turkey, and in Dubai as well. We have a lot of specialities in different areas of law, but our solid business is the real estate.
Okay, yeah, so about the same time that Domus Venari was established 40 years ago as well. So your firm has definitely become one of Spain's most respected in property and tax law. What sets your approach apart from other law firms?
That's a good question, and I always have in mind that basically we're very strong because we speak all languages. We have a very strong team that speak Dutch, that speak Polish, that speak German, French. We have Russian speakers, we have Finnish, we have Swedish, we have Norwegian. At the end, we offer all languages to our clients because we have learned from our experience that when the clients have someone that speaks their own language, it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as you know, Robin, we have the best expertise lawyers in all sides. We have been, since the beginning, creating a big team and doing a big effort to have the best qualified lawyers with us. So we have a urban department, we have a commercial department, we deal with family law, with criminal law, with all different sides of and angles in the law that the clients may need. And we all departments, we deal internally. So the clients can feel very comfortable having one law firm that can advise them in all sides accordingly.
Yeah. That's very important here in this international market, for sure. So what first inspired you to specialize in real estate law?
I think it was maybe a coincidence because when I joined the company, we were almost ending a crisis at the moment, but we have been always to be very ambitious, to work very hard, and even on that time, I'm speaking about 2011, we were having business as well. You know, we were working to where we live at Costa del Sol, as you know, we can have cycles, but during years, always we keep very, very busy. This is a fantastic place to invest, to buy, to sell. It's very headache. So all the buyers, all the sellers, all the investors keep alive. So when I started, it was really a moment that not the best solid moment in the market, but in spite of that, again, we were very strong.
Okay. So based on your experience, what do you find is the most common misconception from your clients?
Okay, it's a very good question. Thank you for that. Let me think, because I say that mainly the bigger mistake could be that the clients, the buyers, or the sellers, of course, as well, they think sometimes that it's not so relevant to contract, to hire the services of a lawyer. And our experience is the other way around. Always is super relevant that the lawyer, with our experience and our technical overview of the process, review everything. Because if you don't have a lawyer, then the problems come alive because legal searches that were not found at the moment, an injunction that suddenly is discovered, people that have bought a property with discrepancies between the meters that are duly registered in the different administrations' offices. So at the end, there are so many factors that the lawyer needs to control, and is the only person, the lawyer, that can really have this overview and obviously the responsibility of making that. So it's essential under our point of view.
Yeah, because in America, it's not that common to have a lawyer. So I would think understanding that is pretty critical. What would you say? So you named quite a lot of mistakes that can happen. How much more efficient and less costly does it happen when they work with your law firm?
I think at the end we are very competitive. So the legal rate, legal fee at Costa del Sol is 1% of the purchase price plus the 21 VAT applicable. So it's again the standard rate. You may think at the beginning that if you are buying for 2 million euro property and if you need to spend this money on a lawyer, it could be very high in compare, for example, as you said, with other countries where the lawyer is not needed. But the end is some money that you really is not bad invest. It's the opposite, because you have the trust, the absolutely trust that the process and the title of the property in your name will be crystal clear, which is the most important. And the process in Spain, although it's very administrative and bureaucratic, is very formal, which gives a lot of protection to the clients under offices like a notary office, a land registry office, that gives a lot of legal strength and protection in the process.
All right. Can you walk us through the process step by step from their first appointment with you to handing over the title, what that looks like?
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course. It's our daily basis. And it's really a fun process. We really enjoy dealing with
You don't often
foreigners.
that it's fun from legal side, but I like that.
Okay, no, it's what I said. No, when the junior lawyers come, we always give a message that it's really an illusion to advise the clients. No, I advise clients that come from all parts of the world with different nationalities. And the process, we start by having a meeting with them. Sometimes we make a video call from the distance, because sometimes the clients, they don't come here physically, at least at the moment. And the process, let's say that we can split into different scenarios, depending if you buy a brand new or you buy a second home.
Right.
But it always starts by a reservation document. At that moment, we always, or if the clients are here, go to the notary and sign a power of attorney, so we can represent the clients before the administration, before the tax.
So is one of the first steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's one of the first steps in parallel, normally, with the reservation documents that you sign with a developer or with a third party, with a seller. The deposit is placed normally into a escrow account, and then let's say that we kick the ball and we put the ball rolling, requesting documentation about the property, being able to start the due diligence. Okay. Then normally after that, it is requested what we call PPC, a private purchase contract, to be signed. In a resale, you normally pay the 10% of the price, less the reservation that has been paid before. And with a developer, normally they request to pay a 30% of the price. Okay. Then let's say that we have the last phase, which is completion. In a resale, where we need to go to the notary, the clients can go, or we can sign with the power of attorney. Of course, we have made different, phases in this intermediate process, with the money laundering, with obtaining fiscal identification number for the clients, which is called NI number. And when we go to completion, let's say that is like we call the handing over. I give you the money. It's like a no rules in business. I give you the money, you give me the keys. It's a symbolic moment, excited moment for the clients, a dream home, that we share with them, of course, as well. And we work as well in a post-sale phase, where we do the water and electricity contracts and address the direct debit with the council and with the community of owners on behalf of the clients.
You do all of that as well?
Yeah, we do as a part of the service. So water and electricity contracts.
Whether it's new build or a resale?
Independently, it's part of our service. We have a department that deals also with this.
Oh, that's nice. So it's easy just to hand it over to them.
I think it's fantastic. And at the end, the clients rely on us, because they know that we do everything. They
And then there you go.
perfect hands.
What have you seen in your experience with new builds and they put the 30% down? How long does that usually take from the time they put that money down to when that new build is actually completed? What's in general? I know it always
this is a very
varies.
general question, Robin. It depends. While it normally happens that for a legal protection, when the clients sign the PPC, the bank guarantee and the escrow account from the developer needs to be in place. And some developers sometimes request an interim payment when the structure is finalized, or that is another 10%, for example. Right. And it really depends on the speed of the construction. Normally, a brand new, I will say that if we are speaking commencing since the beginning, it takes 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years. But again, I cannot generalize.
Yeah, it's quite a big difference. Okay. So what legal protections are in place here in Spain to make sure the buyer really feels safe?
The protections, we have mentioned before that the process is very formal. I will say and remark that the clients have always like a triple safeguard in the process, which is the lawyer, they have the notary, and they have the registry. So let's say that 3 qualified lawyers work, fight, holding the clients for an absolute transparency, absolute formality in the process, which is very relevant and important for the process to be smooth, and for the clients to be comfortable and relaxed, that everything is going to be as it needs to.
The Costa del Sol continues to attract individuals and investors alike. What legal trends are you seeing across those different types of buyers?
Let's say that we are now in a very demanding moment where we receive not only individuals, but a lot of investors, they like to buy through a company. It's a very often a scenario, either a company in origin, so DV from the Netherlands, an NLC from the States, Société Civile Immobilière in France, for example. In other occasions, when our tax department studies the pros and contras in order to buy, they also like or prefer to invest through a Spanish company, which is another option. So we create a company in Spain, and this vehicle will be the final owner of the properties.
You're seeing more of that?
Yeah, and it happens when they normally want to buy different properties and make a business here.
I see.
So yeah, it is happening a lot.
So how have you seen the Andalusian market really evolve as far as transparency and compliance and sustainability?
It's a good question. I think that the transparency at this moment is absolute. The rules are strict at the moment. The money laundering is very a process where we need to give a lot of attention. The developers, mainly, they request all clients to have all economical documentation to prove sort of income. We need to prove the traceability, and it's an exercise that is worked every day. So this gives the process an absolute 100% transparency, that the money is white money, that the traceability correspond with the origin of the money, where the money was transferred, etc.
Got it.
In a resale as well, because the banks that they receive the money here, they also are very keen on follow every we have mentioned.
I see. Okay. What makes Spain, especially Andalusia, a secure and attractive market for international buyers?
Well, Andalusia has been always a super demanded place. We are very lucky to be here. We have the weather, the beach, the mountains, we have the golf, we have the structures, the schools for kids.
Schools are great.
The business is here. It's really a fantastic place to live, to
Healthcare.
have a main residence and a holiday home. From the whole Costa del Sol, from Soto Grande till the other side of Nerja, for example. We have clients that they buy in Malaga. Yeah, of course, Marbella, you know.
Well known.
Each part of the coast has its own idiosyncrasia that convert this specific area in something attractive.
Yeah, so each person can find their place that they really enjoy and can identify with
absolutely,
and thrive.
absolutely.
Okay. Martinez Echevarria operates internationally. How do they provide a more personalized approach with each individual client?
Okay, I think it's easy to respond. We really personalize our relation with each client. We really feel and we put ourselves in the skin of the client, which I think is the way to personalize the relation. When we advise the clients, we a lot of times are thinking that we are the buyers. No? So what
Yes.
will I be? What will I be doing? What will I need or expect to? And we always try to be very active. We respond very quick. We give a lot of relevancy of any single clients, not only big investment, but small investments. All the cases for us are personal, special, and relevant. This is our philosophy.
Okay, I like that. So you just think of any concerns you might have if you were in their shoes.
Absolutely, and we are on 100% disposition for the clients. The clients phone us every day. The clients come to the office. The clients can reach us every day. If they have any problem, they know that they can email us and they will be responded within the day. This business is very proactive, is very quick. We have learned since the beginning that we need to be in connection with this race.
Yeah. So for clients that are purchasing internationally, how do you simplify a lot of the steps like the NIE process, power of attorney, opening a Spanish bank? How do you really simplify those steps?
When we receive the clients, we normally have a first meeting here in the office or through, as we said, through the computer, or we give them a call. But when they physically come, what we need to improve ourselves is making the whole lot in a couple of hours. Meaning that we meet the clients, we explain the process, and then we go to the notary for signing the power of attorney, and we introduce the clients, if necessary, to a Spanish bank.
Okay. So right then as well.
And
I see.
The bank account is open really in less than 1 hour. So it's fantastic because the clients come back to their countries and they have given the power, they have the bank account already open, and they know that we are going to manage the obtention of the NIE number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and if they don't come in person, are you able to handle a lot of that remotely?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Okay. What we do is prepare a power of attorney. They normally need to attend a foreign notary, and normally the notary send the power of attorney to the foreign office for the apostille. And there are another option that is attending the consulate, and they can do it through the consulate. But there are, again, these are the elements when the client cannot come or they cannot fly because they are busy, they are working, they have family issues or whatever. Okay. And it's a way that we improve very often as well.
Okay, so they understand. You'll tell them exactly step by step where to go, the consulate, what they need, how to apostille it.
Yes, we explain. If they have any doubt, we tell them how to do it.
Okay.
It's very straightforward.
You've worked closely with Domus Venari over the years. How do you help to partner with them to simplify the steps and just make it a more seamless process?
My experience with Domus Venari since a lot of years ago has been always very good. You know that I know the founder, I know David quite well, and your team, the whole team as well. And at the end, when we have a strength relation with real estate, which is the case, we definitely work as a team because the client has the help of the real estate and the lawyer. As you know, we are always copied in communications, and the client always is speaking either with you or with me. So this makes a lot of trust for the client, and it helps a lot because within the process it can happen a lot of things that obviously barriers because of the culture, because of the language, because when we join our strength, but sometimes it's magnificent because it helps the clients even more. No?
Okay.
So I think that's the point.
Yeah, I think with Domus Venari being here for 40 plus years, they have a real good understanding of the lay of the land here. But with your firm being around for 40 years as well, I would think that there's a lot of congruency and easy to partner and work together.
Yeah, exactly. It's a question of the philosophy. It's a question of adapt the way of working, because when you are really new, you need to improve the way that you cooperate. But after so many years being connected, I think that it's really a difference, that we can give to the clients. No.
Yes. So what do you love most about living and working here in Costa del Sol?
I think personally that I'm very lucky to work here, because I'm Andalusia myself. So for me, being here is the place to be. But not only for me, all people really at the moment, they really want to come here because, again, we have spoken about the weather, about the beach, the mountains. It's really a nice place. It is really a nice place. And there are a lot of opportunities for everyone. So everyone is really welcome to come and to try.
Yes.
And to try. If they are not happy, they can sell.
They can always, yes, yeah. Every time I talk to someone that has grown up here and left and then came back, they always, I don't know why I left, because they realize how amazing it is here. I need to ask you, this is completely off topic, but do you iron your sheets or have someone iron your sheets?
Yes, we do. We do in Spain. Yeah, it's a normal practice here.
So common, right?
Yeah, it is. Really.
You probably don't know anyone that doesn't.
Well, for me, it's something normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because in America, we just don't know that many people. I don't iron my sheets. Maybe there are some, but yeah, it's just not common practice.
Well,
but
funny, yeah.
I think it's a cultural difference. Always something to learn. All right. Well, any last final moments? Anything else you want to share that you think everyone would be good for them to understand?
Well, I really want to thank you, Robin. I really have enjoyed a lot this interview. Okay. You are a great qualified person, and I really appreciate sharing this time with you and with the audience. I hope they have liked it. It will be an absolute pleasure to do it in another occasion. Yeah. If you may need my intervention or our firm, that, as you know, we are at your absolute disposal.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you.